Girl, I am feeling your colors.
You know.
You are popping.
I know.
You are popping. Welcome back, everybody, once again to another episode here on the channel, Moving Up with the Miclettes.
Moving on up.
And we want to welcome you once again. If this is your first time, thank you for joining us. If it's not your first time, thank you for being back. Welcome back. So, what are we talking about today?
So today we're going to discuss basically our goal to reach FIRE in 9 years.
Fire! Fire!
You hitting that falsetto? Okay.
You know.
All right. So, we just wanted to touch on this and basically talk about our fears and, what we're excited about. But basically at this point, we're manifesting this because this is something we really want to do.
As many people say, in order to get to FIRE, you've got to get to FI. Yes. Right? Which means financial independence. Mm-hmm. And that's where we are. We're definitely on our journey to FI. Mm-hmm. We're trying to add the RE. Because we are trying to retire early.
Yeah. And that's not to say that, we won't start new businesses or be working on passion projects at that time. Mm-hmm. It's just we want to retire from our current occupations and start doing things that we want to do, in our life.
Yeah. We talk to too many people who retire in their 60s and sometimes even close to 70. And we hear about people that actually do retire 4, 5, 6, 7 years later than they actually wanted to. And unfortunately, many of those individuals are closer to the 70 and 75 year age, and they start to have health complications, and they start to run into situations where now they felt like they've been working for 35, 40, even 45 years of their lives. And we've been talking about this for a couple years now. Mm-hmm. And the idea of working longer and enjoying your life less just doesn't sound good to us. Mm-mm. And we don't want to be those individuals who are retiring and barely able to enjoy anything that we have, including our kids. Yeah. And including one another.
Definitely.
So, with that being said, let's talk about some of our fears.
Of course, we have our fears regarding it. Some of them are just actually retiring, and a lot of people we've talked to, friends, neighbors, relatives, and they're like, yeah, we retired, and then I just realized I'm bored at home. Yeah. So that's why I think, people starting passion projects or maybe going back to consult once in a while or just, working here and there part-time just to kind of keep your muscle working and so you don't get bored. Yeah. But that also means establishing a routine, so that's definitely one of mine is just actually retiring, but I'll get over that.
I would say that another fear is just simply not having a set and stable income, right? The idea of not having a steady paycheck that you get every month in my case, or every 2 weeks in your case, you know, not having that, not knowing how you're going to pay the bills, not because you don't have money, but just because, or in some cases it could be because you may not have money coming in immediately, but just not knowing how you're going to allocate, how you're going to distribute, how you're going to budget your income, that can be a little, stressful. Yeah. It could be scary.
Yeah. But I think, also with that, just not knowing the exact percentage you should pull from your investments to, maintain the lifestyle that you want. Yeah. Whether it's 2%, 3%, 4%, and then not pulling too much to where you're running out of all of your investment, gains.
Yeah. And granted, we do have time, right? Because we are planning in retiring in 9 years from now.
9 years.
So we have time to figure this out, and we're taking all the steps that we need to take as of right now. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to set 2021 off. Yep. Trying to set it off.
I think a big one that most people are, fearful of is the medical, dental, vision benefits that you lose, once you retire from your job. And now that weight, is basically on you. So you got to make sure you're researching health plans. And, in the U.S., I'm not even going to get into that. Mm-mm. But, just researching the health plans, the vision plans, the dental plans. And since we have 3 children, we have to make sure we're definitely looking into what's best for our family. Yeah. So that is a big fear of mine, but I'm not going to let it stop me.
Nope.
That's why we plan to prepare early and research all of this.
Which coincides with the next fear, which is running out of money. Literally just running out of money. Mm-hmm. And that's scary. And it kind of coincides with the previous 2 points, right? But that can really stop people from retiring when they could. Yeah. And then feeling like they have to work a number of years longer when they probably could have done it.
Yeah. Facts. And then the last one is with the whole fear of running out of money, it's potentially a downturn in the market. Yeah. So, to kind of be prepared for that, you definitely need to make sure you have your emergency fund and, basically your stock market fund, just in case there is a downturn. You have enough money maybe to live off for 2 years, with that being you're still, maybe working part-time or doing things to bring in extra income. So, just always being prepared and at least thinking about potentially what could happen, because I'm sure there's so many scenarios that you do not think of when you're thinking, oh, I want to retire, so you just got to do it. You can't let stuff like that stop you, because the only way to get past the fear is to work through it.
Yeah. And we hear about the stories from 2001. We hear about the stories of 2006 to 2008. Yeah. Even earlier in 2020, right, with what happened in March. Yeah. The fear of people losing their retirement, people losing their retirement pensions,
having to reach into their retirements to just get through this year.
Yeah. And that's fearful, right? That can cause a lot of people to really hesitate and hold back. Yeah. But that's why you got to take the steps early and put your money, set up your financials, put your money where it needs to go, and play the game. Play the game smart. Play the game wisely.
Now, forget all the fears because those are always going to be there. Yeah. But now we want to talk about some of the things that we're excited about. Yeah. So in regards to retiring. So what's something you're excited about?
Man, I am so excited to just have more time, just have more time to do things that I want to do things that we want to do, having more time, having more free time, without having to feel like you have to press the pause button.
Or in your case, even if once you get off work, you still have work you got to bring home that you have to get done.
Yep.
So
so
that's more time taken away from you,
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely the free time to work on the things you want to work on, free time that you want to spend the way you want to spend it.
And so what could be some examples for you of some of what you would do in that free time?
For me, definitely pursuing, passion projects. So whether that's writing a book or, just reading whatever books I want to read, or,
reading 10 books in 1 week.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So yeah. What about you?
Definitely for me, it would be starting and growing new businesses. I think between DJing, coaching, even dabbling into this whole YouTube thing and what can be out there in 10 years from now, because we don't know what other things would be out there with entertainment, from a personal perspective and from a business perspective, right? We don't know what those things may be. And then supporting you in anything that you want to do, by yourself, supporting you in your business and entrepreneurship ventures. And then you never know. We might want to start some businesses in the future together. So husband and wife team. Yep. Looking fly in our 50s.
Exactly.
Flying 50.
And I think definitely being able to create our own schedules.
Oh man, that would be dope.
So, not having to be like, I have to go to work 40 hours a week. So at least then it's get up in the morning,
or 60 hours a week.
Work out, have breakfast with the family, get the kids off to school, come back, work on the projects we're working on, go have lunch with my husband, like just being able to set our schedules the way we want to set them. And enjoying life, I think, fully.
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on, I have to go to work because I have to pay for this, I have to pay, all these bills, and if I don't go to work, it doesn't get paid. So that's something I'm definitely excited about, just creating my own schedule. And I'm sure probably the first 2 weeks I'm gonna be like, I ain't doing nothing but just laying up in this bed sleeping.
That might be the case. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do.
Yep.
So
exactly.
I think for me, spending time as a family, right? Being able to support the kids in whatever they may be doing in the next, 10 years, whatever they're doing at that time, not having to feel like you're missing out.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the one thing that I would just, oh man, it would kill me to know that we missed out on those things just because we had to go to work.
Yeah, any potential games or even
activities,
college tours, being able to take a trip, be like, we're going to take a weekend trip, we're going to take off on Monday, whatever. Just being able to do that, like, that would just be so dope.
And not have to feel like we're missing out on that occupation or in that career to where we have to go back to it and be like, oh, I only got this many days left to take off, like the limitations, right? Retiring early provides you the opportunity to do what you want to do and not feel restricted, not feel limited. And supporting our kids, supporting our families, and whatever they're doing in 10 years from now is very important to us. But like you said, waking up in the morning, getting them off to school or helping them prepare themselves to go wherever they're going, and then feeling like, all right, we're done. Now onto this or now onto that.
Exactly.
Or maybe even picking the kids up from school, taking them to lunch. You know what I mean? Just being able to spend more time as a family.
Exactly. And with being able to spend more time as a family, traveling. You know what I mean? Like,
boom.
Right now, with me working, the kids are off all during the summer. I'm at work. Like, unless I plan like almost a year in advance to even just try to take off, a week or 2 weeks, like, it's difficult, and he's off all summer, and it would just be awesome to be like, okay, for the whole month, we're just gonna go stay somewhere else for a whole month. Like,
that'd be so dope.
We retire, we can work from anywhere.
Yeah. And you just brought up something super important. Just because you retire doesn't mean you stop working.
Yeah.
Right? You can make work whatever you want to make it. Work can be fun.
Yeah.
Work can be enjoyable. Work can be anything you want it to be.
Yeah.
And why not enjoy it?
Exactly.
Right? And so we just don't want to feel like we are handcuffed to an occupation longer than we want.
And I think for the both of us, probably just enjoying life the way we want to.
Yeah.
Once we are able to retire and not have to stress about any current bills, because the goal is we gave ourselves 9 years so that we could pay off our mortgage and pay off any bills that we have. And so that's not going to be something we're stressing about. And then also around that time, that's when, our eldest will probably be going off to college if that's the, decision she decides. But she'll be around that age to where she can go off to school or, and the other two are closely behind her. So, just being able to live kind of stress-free and not have to worry about paying for where we're living and just enjoying.
Not having to feel like we have to be somewhere when we don't want to be there. And going back to the whole traveling, whether we're traveling as a family or whether we're just traveling as a couple, or even individually, right? Like if you want to go somewhere for the day, go for it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not stopping you. You know, if I want to go somewhere for the day and say, look, I'm going to be gone all day.
And I'm going to be like, no.
No, she won't. No, she won't.
Like, no, we retired for a reason. You ain't going to be gone all day without me.
I mean, I didn't say I'm going to Greece by myself.
Sir. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. A lot to look forward to is basically what we're saying.
A lot.
And like we said, we understand the term is FIRE, but our main goal is getting to the financial independence and retiring from our current occupations, but being able to work in things that bring us joy and make us happy and allow us to live the life we want to live.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Like, subscribe, share. And keep moving up with the Miclettes.
Good job.
Yeah, so this was actually a Halloween coat to go with my Halloween costume this past year. But, I'm kind of feeling it. A little blazer, all cute and colorful. So, yeah.
So by 2029, I'll be 50. You'll be how old?
I don't know. 9 plus whatever I am right now.
That doesn't matter. Apparently. It doesn't matter.
Okay, Lyra, we're almost done. Déjalo.
Bye.